And we are live in my sumptuous home studio. A little shiny right now, actually. I'm shiny because when I go outside, as we should every day, by the way, you guys. When I go outside, before I go outside, I put on SPF 30. We should always be wearing sunblock 30 when we go outside. Minimum. The drill is this, and let me get even more granular. It should be SPF. This is the minimum, your baseline when you go outside, if you don't want sun damage. SPF 30. Hi, Julie. I can sometimes discern words without glasses on, but not all the time. But your baseline when you go outside, gents, ladies know this. They typically heed this better than men, I think. SPF 30. It should be broad spectrum. My dermatologist said that anytime you're looking for a sunscreen, look on the tube, the label, the bottle, whatever. It should say broad spectrum. SPF 30 is the minimum, and that's what I use. I use Mullen & Getz. Broad spectrum SPF 30, which was kind of fantastic. So anyway, but it does leave me a little shiny, and so it is what it is. Look at you guys. So Ebeck says last night looked delicious. Lenore is great. She's sleeping right next to me. Last night was fantastic. To those of you who don't know, last night I was in attendance at the 2025 New York Public Radio Gala, held here in New York City on 12th Avenue at a place called the Glass House. I've been to that venue before. It's a great sort of space for events. Right on the river, right on the West Side Highway, across the street from where the ships, like cruise ships, dock and stuff. Not far from the Intrepid Sea Air Space Museum. Anyway, you guys can hear me, by the way, right? The audio is okay. I'm getting all signals, but I'm not wearing headphones, and I don't think I should because it's just me, kids. It's Han Solo. But yes, the gala was last night. I am a huge public radio nerd. I love supporting public radio. I guess in some in one of the meetings at WNYC, my name got bandied about, and they're like, hey, George Hahn is a public radio fan, which is true because I totally am. Thank you, Kalea. Thank you for the donation. The contribution keeps the effort alive. Anyway, I love public radio. I'm an avid listener. I listened this morning, every morning. Anyway, and I'd never been to their gala before, and they asked if I would be interested in coming and doing a little social media coverage of the situation, and I was all too happy to do it, and it was my absolute pleasure. I'm still going to edit some clips together to make a nice Instagram carousel post because I did it mostly in Instagram stories. But it was a fantastic night. Richard Kind was the host. Richard is a friend. And Utsa wants to know how's the Botox getting. Let me take notes. I'm going to write down notes as you guys leave comments. Let's see, Botox. Richard Kind was the host. He's so funny. And I love to see an old school host, master of ceremonies at work, because he literally had like loose pieces of paper and a pen, and he's writing down stuff as it occurs to him. I mean, that's how you do this shit. Like that's, if you roll up your sleeves, well, not literally, because we're all in tuxes last night. Richard looked handsome in his traditional black tie, like I work. And if you're literally making notes in real time. I love seeing that. My father was that guy. My dad was an MC type for a lot of events. But guys, when you are at a wedding reception, you're giving the toast, or if you're whatever, don't be afraid to have a little like notepad and pen and write it down. And Richard was doing that on like whatever scraps of paper and writing down jokes and refining them and all of that like in real time. So it was good to see. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I think they did very well. I don't know what the numbers are. I am presuming I'm presuming that they did. Let's see, the Gala raised 2.1 million. God damn. Where did you get that number? Let me find out. New York Public. Barbara, in the comments, where did you find that number? Because I don't know how you do that. Largest ever. New York Radio Gala. Oh, their site. 2025 campaign. Stand with public media, impact and support. New York Magazine was part of it. It was Tuesday. Join us in the evening. There it is. It was cocktail chic, black tie optional. I went for black tie. Fucking do it, old school. Philanthropy Leadership Award was Darren Walker. He won that or was honored with that. But the Cultural Advocacy Award went to Stephen Colbert and Evie Colbert. The Media Innovation Award went to David Remnick, who, he's the shit. John Batiste did a few numbers. Ben Platt performed. Anna Gasteyer was there. She came in and helped Richard Katz. Thank you. Anna Gasteyer stepped in because Laura Benanti had to cancel. She was sick. Questlove did an after party set, and super fantastic. Noah Galvin, Conrad Tao. It was a really amazing night. And yes, I would really like to see, let's see, WNYC. How did their numbers? New York Public Radio. I want to see the numbers. Our mission. Barbara, I'm going to trust you. Your number sounds good. 2.1 million, largest haul ever. Cool. Let's see. Lori likes to write notes too. Okay. Yeah. Questlove did a set. He was DJing for the dance floor and the after party, which kicked in around 9. The whole thing started at 6. Cocktails for an hour. When you go to events like that, which I really appreciate it because I've worked events like that. I've been like the voice of God and doing the announcements and stuff like that, which is fun work. I actually enjoy it. And they are run and produced like a well-oiled machine because everything is timed and you have to, like, you got to really plan it and get it, like, we got to move on to this section of the night and then move on to that section of the night and all of that stuff. So they nailed it. It was very well produced. Bonjour, Chris B is from Belgium. Bonjour. Oh my God. So of course you have with your Belgian chocolate, Belgian waffles, Belgian beer. Oh my God. I love your emojis. Thanks, Peely. I'm glad the vocals are sounding good. I think I have my levels all set. I think everything sounds. I've been experimenting and practicing with this new equipment setup. I'm getting ready for a more consistent podcast cadence. I recorded an episode the other day with Greg Proops. I'm going to edit it today. I might even have it done by tonight, certainly by tomorrow. Greg and I had a great conversation about his new album called Free State of California. Good stuff. Greg is crazy smart and funny and stylish and like all the things. Let's see. Claudine says, George, would you ever consider opening an old-time upscale barbershop? Yes, I would. And I wouldn't want it to be a big one. I would want a small one, maybe 4 chairs, 1 shampoo bowl, and men can get haircuts, shaves. And I don't want, like, a lot of barbershops, they try to keep it young and hip with energy and have, like, the music is wrong. Like, it's like, no, I want an oasis of serenity. My barbershop would be an oasis of serenity, more sophisticated, more grown up. Not a snooze fest. I mean, let's have some lively jazz, some Sinatra, some shit like that. I want it to feel old school, but yet modern. Kind of like when you go into the TWA hotel out at JFK, and the only thing that tells you that it's 2025 are the iPads at check-in and your phone charger in your room and shit like that. That's the only thing that tells you. Other than that, it is 1962 down to the music that they pipe into that place, and I love that. But Utsav knows. You've been paying attention. Hot towel shave. Yes. So my barber shop would be very old school, maybe 4 chairs, a shampoo bowl, offering hot towel shaves with the head, face, neck, and shoulder massage. Manicures. Pedicures, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Also depends on the space. And I would have a partnership with a product line until I develop my own product. That's what I would do. And if I could ever get a backer to fund me on that, I could run the shit out of that. So, yeah. So Claudine says it would be amazing. Claudine, I am inclined to agree with you. I used to manage a hair salon, so I know how to. I have skills and experience in that department, and I love barbershops. Let's see. Your Italian dad did that his entire. Was he a barber or did he own the shop? One thing about barbering, if you're a good barber, you guys, and you know how to hustle and do it, you'll always have work. You'll never be unemployed. Because that's something that AI is not going to take away. Anyway, how long have I been broadcasting here? 12 minutes. Good Lord. So I had a great time at the gala. I'm just using all of my channels this morning in my lives to encourage people to listen to, engage with, and support public media. I've been listening to WNYC here in New York Public Radio for 20 years. I have it on. It's not on now, obviously, but I have it on here at home like all day. And if not that radio, I'm also, my other favorite streaming station is KCRW in California. They are the shit, especially their music station, which is, you can look at the live station, but I don't need California news. I go for New York news, but they've got a streaming 24 station called News 24 or something like that, or KCRW News. And they also have Eclectic 24, which is the best streaming music channel on the interwebs, bar none. See, Claudine, he owned the shop and he was a barber. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I didn't go to barber college. I'm not a barber, although I have cut hair, probably not very well. But I would own a barber. I would run a barbershop and own it for sure. That's something I would really do. Because and the New York scene in that, the guys who do own and run barbershops, sometimes it's a little overthought. And it's real heterosexual world too. It's very like straight, aggressive. Although where I get my hair cut, Good Barber, or my friend Boswell, who owns Best Barber in Hell's Kitchen, they're great barber shops, but they're very they're gay owned and gay friendly, but also they're not going to threaten your masculinity if you're on the hetero side of things. Anyway, yeah, I love barbershops. I love them. The Trumper experience in London was my favorite one by far. That's where I got a shave. In fact, I think I might go to London in a few months just to get a fucking shave, because no one here seems to be able to do it the way they do it in that setting. The whole thing came together magically. I was with my friend MJ, and she called me. I was still waking up. I was in my hotel room in Mayfair in London, and she said, "You got to come over when you get some coffee in you and come over to this barbershop and either get a haircut or get a shave." And I didn't want to cheat on my barber. I think I just had a haircut or something. But I was down to clown for a shave, and oh God, it was good. I mean, they were really old school too, by the way. Like their appointment book was literally a book, and the appointments were written in pencil. Like they were pencil and eraser. They were not digital. Although you could pay with a credit card. They did. Like, it really would make me nervous if they were cash only and still doing appointments in paper. I'm like, you guys got to come into this century. But Trumpers was great. I loved them in London. Really good. A lot of paisans. Did I cut my own hair during COVID? Good question. I let my hair grow. And then I buzzed it off. My hair got very long after lockdown, and I buzzed it off. Yeah. So anyway, we don't have anything like that in New York. There are some barbershops that attempt to come close. There are some nice shops. Don't get me wrong. I mean, for the shave. But most barbershops I go into are a bit of a circus in terms of the energy. It's like, am I in a barbershop or a nightclub? Like, figure it out. But at George F. Trumper in London, I was in a grown-ups room. I was with the adults. I was at the grown-ups table. The men working there weren't any operators there who were women, but the men working there were they were in a shirt and tie. My guy, if memory serves, the guy who shaved me was wearing a vest, and it was a very relaxing experience. There was music. I think I remember some jazz, maybe classical. I don't know, but it was soothing and relaxing because that's the way it should be. I think. That's just me. But, the people who own a barbershop and march to the beat of a different drum, that is their prerogative because it's their shop and people can, like, my friend who owns Good Head here in New York, or my friend who owns Best Barber, they play a very different soundtrack with a lot of energy. You almost feel like you're at a tea dance, but that's their shop. That's their vibe, and they're allowed to do that. Anyway, that's it for right now. I've talked too fucking long, and thank you guys for your support. Stay tuned. You'll be the George Hahn podcast episode that I'm editing now with Greg Proops will go up here on YouTube as well as like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So, and SoundCloud if that's your thing, because that's where my feed is hosted. And that's it. Thank you guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later.